Welcome to Community College Soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net, as your Saddleback Bobcats take on the Fullerton College Hornets in a powerful match in the sense that Saddleback sitting there right with Cypress and Santiago Canyon at 4-0-2 at the top of the board for the OEC. So every match matters today. Fullerton at 1-5, looking to find another victory. Unfortunately for the Hornets, would you say they're shorthanded? Well, they could field a team today, but that's going to be it. When you look at the Hornets, starting off in goal is going to be Kyra Mangini. Then it's going to be Laia Carmaco. Then we go with Danielle Narmi. Sylvania Lira will be also out there. De La Rosa. Then Priscilla Botello. Kara Whitney. Sabrina Vermontes. Vivian Tafoya. Natalie Villegas. And then Umar is going to round it out. That is it for your Hornets. And they're going to be under an onslaught today from your Bobcats of Saddleback, especially when you look at Gloria Gomez in goal for the Bobcats. Goal against 0.41. And when you look at her saves, 14 for the season, she has a save percentage of .875. So goals are a premium. You look at Syed starting things off. Nieto, Ramirez, Morton, Perez, Seamus, Simon along the way with Lozano, Arce, Morales, and Peters out there on the field for your Bobcats. We'll see what they can do. It's men and women today. The women are first. Like I said, your Saddleback Bobcats are right now there tied for first place in the OEC. Cyprus, still number one in the nation. If we go to the power rankings, could things flip around? If we take overall, where does that land? So when you look at the top three teams in the OEC right now, you're thinking about already playoff time and where do you line up when it comes time for the playoffs. We know how good Saddleback was last year. B.J. Nichols has done an incredible job coaching this women's team. They started off, everybody kept saying, even here at Saddleback, not as good as the previous year. He lost a lot of players. He made things simpler. I talked to him last week about it, and the girls bought into a coaching style that goes to help them, not a coach that says either do it my way or it's not going to work. That's what makes him such a prolific soccer coach. And as you look at it now, well, they're sitting right there. Santa Ana, if you look at what happens with Cyprus, if they stumble along the way today, your Bobcats could be in first place in the OEC here on Sportsnet, USA.net. So let's get ready to start things off. An exciting community college soccer as the women of Fullerton and the women of Saddleback battle in the OEC. Fullerton's going to play everybody deep and try and make this a defensive match when you look what's going on out there. If you were Saddleback, you're going to be on the attack all day long, if you can. Genie in the goal for the Hornets. The Hornets in white, moving from right to left. Saddleback in their maroon, moving from left to right on the attack. Trying to drop it over the corner, taking it down there easily. As it's out, and it should be a corner for your Bobcats. Nieto tries to drive it in, goes off the defender's leg for the Hornets. So we'll come to the near corner here. You look at the amount of corners from this team compared to Fullerton, massive. Perez drops it in, taking it straight across the middle. That's RC. RC has it go out, so it'll be a goal kick. We'll see how things play out here. If Fullerton, when you look at them right now, they've got 4 back deep on defense. 2 forwards that'll come up. So they're going to keep their midfielders and the defenders back, trying to keep this a 1-0 or maybe 0-0 match. As it's kicked, and the first shot on goal taken there by your Saddleback Bobcats. No real threat on that one. But if you're Saddleback, you're going to keep the ball on everybody as Saeed put it on goal. Mangini makes the save for the Hornets. Goes all the way down. So Saddleback will come and take it, and it'll be Allison Lozano that goes and tracks down the ball. She'll throw it in. Santiago Canyon averages about 2.67's goal for. Cypress 2.46. Saddleback only at 1.67. A little lower than you would expect from this Bobcat team. Fullerton under 1. So if they get a goal in this game, they're above their average this season. Bobcats trying to work the middle. So far, it's a game of kickball. Nobody with a true attack. Fullerton trying to find something, struggling to get the ball across midfield. So it'll be a throw-in for the Hornets on the far side of the field. 4 defenders will stay back for the Hornets. They're not going to press their offense against a very talented and abundant amount of player Saddleback teams. Still taken there by Aubrey Perez. You got to like Aubrey Perez. One of the leading point getters for this team. Fight down there by RC. RC breaks to the corner. They try and take it across the middle, off the side of the foot. It's going to go out. Off of the Bobcats, it's going to go as a goal kick to the Hornets. Just started the first half here. When you look at the teams and the amount of points they're scoring this season, well, it's Cypress at the top of the heap. They've got 90 so far this season. When you look at the goals they've made, 32. They're sitting at 32. Santiago Canyon sitting at 32. Saddleback's at 20. Fullerton's down at 11. So Saddleback's got 51 points this season. They've got 20 goals, 11 assists for the season so far. Trying to increase it. Tried to go across the middle. Just missed there. So Morales thought she had a shot. Big leg by RC in the middle. Goes down. Hitter tried. Mangini goes down and get it. So we're going to call that the second shot on goal. So your Bobcats have 2 right now. Again, ball taken down. Played across midfield. RC tries to get it. Turn the corner. So RC will throw it in. Nieto. So RC and Nieto on the right side is where you'll see Saddleback take it down the majority of times. Fullerton, too, trying to go up the right side for themselves. As they sit back basically with 2 defenders for the Bobcats. Everybody else is pushing up. RC drops it off, tries to get it over to Nieto. Nieto's got it. Swings it back to the middle, trying to get that to Morales. Morales can't catch up with the ball. Now she does. Puts it back down in, but there's nobody there as it goes out. So she was looking for Nieto to break back down towards the goal. Didn't happen with 37 minutes left in this first half. So we've played 8 minutes. Fullerton tries to make a turn. That was De La Rosa trying to get it up there. Once again, Arce who comes up with it. Samantha hands that quickly off to Nieto. Nieto goes back down to Arce on the corner. We're going to get offsides, and I think they're going to call offsides against Syed. Just down a little quick on the break. So the flag went up. Trying to get to Umar in the middle of the field. Hasn't seen the ball yet for the Hornets. Still in the middle. Bigfoot off one of their fellow people out there. RC comes up. Gets that off. Gets it to Morales. Morales goes down low. Gives it to Syed. Syed drops it off again. Back to Morales. Morales to RC. RC's going to take it across the middle. They're going to restart here on the right side. That over to Perez. Aubrey Perez puts it in front of the goal, but there's nobody there to help her clean it up. So it goes out on the far side of the field. Emery Seamus, the top of the box for your Bobcats. Corner comes in. Header just off to the right. So no real threat when you look at Fullerton. Gloria Gomez is out to the 15-yard line. Dressed all in pink. That's her kit as the goalie. Perez takes it over to the middle, trying to find somebody. Fullerton can't get anybody to get a foot on the ball. Picked up by Perez again. Aubrey Perez is all over the field. Goes off the back of a Hornet. He gets picked up by their goalie Kyra Mangini. Mangini takes it out to midfield. Umar was out there trying to do something with it. As there's a fought ball for. And once again, it's won by Saddleback. Crossing shot. Just a little late. Syed trying to get it there. And again, you'll watch them come down on the right side. So Lozano back deep on defense for your Bobcats. As they're playing a staggered formation for your team over there. Again, person on person shot blocked. Mangini goes down and knocks it down. Great opportunity for the Bobcats. Far one off the top of the post, and we get offsides. So Mangini goes down, makes a save, and Syed driving it. Then it goes all the way out. A long shot goes off the top of the goal. When the Bobcats recover to go on the attack, flag goes up. Hitter, Mangini knocks it down. Bobcats make her pick it up. And you really don't feel a threat yet. You see Emery Seamus just stands in the middle when she comes back. RC back here on defense. Seamus as a midfielder. Then RC comes up, and she'll bring the ball all the way up. One of those defenders that has the skills and be able to drop it any place she wants to. They turn it back over to the Hornets, taken there by Carcamo on the far side. Fullerton tries to counter, and when you watch their attack, it's with three. You see all of a sudden 3 maroon players back there. There's Seamus in the middle of the field. She'll clear it up. Trying to feed it, looking for a great turn there by Nieto. Nieto doesn't do it. Coming down on the left-hand side is going to be Syed. She's got it. 1-on-3. Backs off, turns, looks to go in the middle. Drive right there. And it's again, Mangini makes the stop. Far shots haven't done much as Choli Morales put that shot on goal. So it looks good statistically, but no real threat for your Bobcats yet. And the defenders have no problems handling that one is Caitlin Peters. A voice out of the past, won a game earlier this season for your Bobcats. And so BJ is going to bring in a couple substitutions. Morgan Alvarez is coming in, along with Choli Champagne. So Alvarez comes in. Coming out is Syed. Nope. I thought it was her. It is not her. Coming out is Mason Morton. She came out. So Mason Morton comes off the field. Taking Alvarez. Alvarez feeds it up to the top. It's a foot race in the middle. And physically, Syed gives a little shove. Fullerton says, well, no, the referee comes over and says you can't do that either, as 15 minutes have been played in this first half. Shots on goal. At least 3 for your Bobcats. No true attack by Fullerton so far. Is lost out there as Kara Whitney has it go off her foot. Once again, you look at Nieto, comes down, kicks it to the far side, looking for somebody over there. Chloe Champagne there, but not close to the ball. So 15 minutes have been played this first half, and it's gone back and forth. So far, you'd say victory for the Fullerton College Hornets. Yeah, the Bobcats have had shots on goal, but no real threat. They had one come off the top of the goal from long distance. But their strong attacks have been something that the Hornets have been able to defend. Seamus tries to take it to the middle. Umar now has it. Umar goes down deep. Ball comes out quickly. Taken there across the middle by Narmi. Narmi's going 1-on-4 as she's being physical. Actually knocks down a player. Referee says that's a little too much. As Danielle Narmi says, hey, wait a minute. You know, that's how we play at La Habra High School. Fullerton College football might be looking at somebody that drops a shoulder and puts in that much power on the offensive side. It's going to trickle out all the way across the way. That's going to get picked up by Allison Lozano, who throws it in, and it goes back out. So being tracked down. Aubrey Perez picks it up. Lozano comes down, though, so she'll throw in this one, too. So Lozano will throw it down. Aubrey Perez watches it go down deep. And Perez gave up on it as it goes out. And so your Bobcats will get another throw in. So when you look down on the offensive end, be 8 players for your Bobcats. The only 2 back on defense is going to be Caitlin Peters. Now Caitlin Peters moves up. Mangini gets that one. So Peters came across. And I'm sure BJ's looking at the fact saying, hey, we've had opportunities, but so far, no real threats. And we're going to get a foul against your Bobcats. So the Hornets are going to creep on down. Whitney comes to the near side of the field. Umar is going to throw it in. She actually is going to get a free kick. Big leg, nice pitch shot by Umar. First shot that you can actually say Gloria Gomez had anything to do with today. Gomez in goal. She's in the pink kit on the field for your Bobcats. Nice little touch and go on the far side of the field. Player goes down in the box, and that should be a penalty shot. So with 26:02, the Bobcats should have an opportunity to get on the board. And I think that's Morales on the far side, putting it down. So I think Choli was the one that got knocked down. Mincini in goal for your Hornets. Penalty kick. Shot, it's good. Oh, it was Saeed. So it wasn't Morales that I thought ended up. That's her 6th goal of the year for Saeed when you look at it. She's now got 15 points. She's had 15 shots on goal this season. So, look at her and what she's done. And so, your Bobcats are up 1-0 early in this game. And again, people, it doesn't matter who you're playing when people go, well, you know, it's not one of the teams. At this stage of the game, you're close to looking at how many more games do we have left. We're tied for first. We need to find a way to get this one in the bank no matter whom we're playing. And that's what they did just with that penalty shot. Throw in for your Bobcats. So Saeed with 15 points, 27 shots this season, 15 shots on goal, and goal number 6 for her for your Bobcats. Your women up 1-0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. 4-0-2, tied for first in the OEC. Umar goes down. They tell her, get up, play on. And all of a sudden, it's a kick to the far side of the field as your Bobcats are looking to run. They're up by 1. Fullerton comes and makes a save. And realize Fullerton's got just enough players to play this day as Kara Whitney has it come off her foot. Whitney, knowing that things are not going well, Mangini comes out. And when you get in a match like this, it makes it difficult because you know it's a little warm here at Saddleback College. I got out of my car and went, a little toasty. The Bobcats have the advantage of being able to put in multiple substitutions. Dancing with the ball, and I tell you what, you want to tap dance as a soccer player, you couldn't done it better anyway with Saeed, who's already scored in this game to give you that 1-0 lead. So it'll be another corner, number 2 for your Bobcats today here on SportsNetUSA.net. Aubrey Perez is going to take the corner. Throws her hand up. Chip shot to the middle. Missed header. Ball goes down. Gets kicked out and cleaned up by Fullerton. Was roaming around. Back to Mangini. She has to go off her knee, but has the chance to get it when it was rolling out there. And for a young woman who is trying to find a little bit of help, she has played well in goal. Only gave up the 1 goal on a penalty shot. Clean shot. In the goal. And there's number 2. So it's just that thing as you look on the outside. And I didn't see who the assist was by, but that was Morgan Alvarez that got that goal. So Alvarez comes down the right side. It's on her toe, kicks it in. And it's now 2-0 for the Bobcats. So Saddleback that averages 1.67 goals per game is up over their average right now. And you got to realize, as a team, they only give up 0.83 goals a game. They have 5 shutouts this year so far for their team. Their combined goalies have 58 saves. The assist was to Aubrey Perez. So Alvarez gets that one. And the assist was by Perez. So substitutions, like we said, will take place in this game. So Lexi Evlo is now in the game for your Bobcats. 2-0. Got about 19 minutes left in this first half, and we'll see the onslaught if it can continue. Fullerton looking to find something. Haven't found much of anything yet. Whitney takes it down the left-hand side. Whitney trying to watch it as it goes off. Whitney says it's our ball. And at the end of the day, well, the Bobcats say, no, it belongs to us. As Morgan Alvarez, who has a goal in this game, brings it down with a long kick. Isla Hernandez is now in the game for your Bobcats. So those are two of the substitutions that BJ's brought in. And of course, this helps your team because the more you can expand the bench, the more chances that helps you during playoffs. As we get an inadvertent handball on an attempted header, so that will stay with the Hornets. And you look at the Hornets on the field, which will be all day long. Umar, Villegas, Tafoya, Viramontes, Whitney, some of the players that are out there for your Fullerton College Hornets. Coming down the left side is Hernandez. Hernandez drops it off the middle. Shot blocked off. Taken there as Syed tries to get another one. And we get an offside called against your Bobcats. 2-0 in this game. Syed gets a penalty kick. And then Morgan Alvarez at the 24-minute mark scores, with Perez giving her an assist on that. And they're up 2-0. Fullerton in white. As now the attack turns again as Morgan Alvarez drops it off to the far side. RC comes up. Samantha up and down the field for your Bobcats. Takes it in the middle. Gets through a defender. 6 there. Mangini goes down. Stops it with her hands. Now picks it up. And you look at goals against for Fullerton this season. 2.75 for the season for both goalies. Umar has a lands on her foot, takes it to the far side. Nobody there from the Hornets. And of course, when we talk about goalkeeping, you can look at your Bobcats, who have 3 very good goalies. So when playoffs start, you can go to the hot hand. Umar goes deep. It's going to go out. Stays where Narmi. Narmi just watches it as she walks away from the ball. So the Hornets have really been no threat so far in here. And let's be honest, playing with the amount of players that you have out there, nobody to come out and help you. Not only is it the load of trying to get back in the game, but it's the weather itself. Dancing feet one more time, and that's Morgan Alvarez. Puts it down in the middle. Alvarez trying to get it over to Evlo, who was just standing there at the 15 waiting for it. Lexi said, I got it. And goes off. Coming into the game now is going to be Isabel Whitaker. So Whitaker comes in along with Hannah Allen. So Allen comes in. Lozano goes out. Whitaker comes in. And this is the luxury for your Bobcats. A roster that's deep with people to play with. Fresh young legs. They can give BJ 20 minutes, 15 minutes, come back out, give him 10 minutes, and be able to take on the defenders of the Hornets and outrun them on the field. And that was a matter of fact when you looked at Hannigan, because now Shaughnessy Hannigan is now in the field for your Bobcats. is we get a common foul out there. That called against Caitlin Peters. Umar's going to take the kick. Umar's got a great leg. And so far, Botello really hasn't touched the ball a great deal out there. Drop it over the fourth corner. Nobody back on defense. Ball goes too far. And this is what we're looking at now, is that you look, Saddleback now is watching the Hornets leak up the field. And when they leak up the field, now it's a foot race, and you can see the Bobcats are going to attack as they'll come up basically with 4 forwards coming up. Or you can have 2 forwards, 2 midfielders is what you're doing. Shot across the middle. Block down there. Umar takes it. A little give and go. And the defenders come back. That was Botello playing with a give and go on the far side. Two nothing with 12:31 to go. Collision, play on the far side of the field. You look at that. They said to Champagne, just keep going. Far kick. And, of course, the talented goalie says, okay, Gloria Gomez, I'll take it. As we've got a player down on the far side of the field. And I think that's Hannah Allen. So I think Hannah was the one that went down. Morgan Alvarez says, hey, kick it out towards me. Nobody's watching me on the near side of the field. And Gloria Gomez says, couldn't get it that far. So kicks it out quickly on that. Botello comes over. She was going to throw it in for the Hornets. Botello drops it off, and that goes to Laya. Laya just said, no. Let me get a little arm going across the middle of the field. Laya drops that to Narmi. Narmi in the middle. Drops it back to Narmi. He's going to take it out to Umar. Umar has it taken off her foot. And now here come your Bobcats once again. Hernandez coming down, putting the ball out in front of her, running on the right side. Zell drops it in. Just couldn't curve it up in front of the net with 10:20 to go. Botello watches it bounce in front of her, goes over to the top of her head. Can't handle it. Flip it towards the middle of the field. Try to change things up. And the Hornets try to go on the other side of the field. Once again, the Bobcats just play. Mangini has a line drive. Another shot on goal. Let's make that number 8 in this first half. The ball weaves its way under the bench as we're under 10 minutes. Shouldn't be much stoppage time in this first half. Don't forget the men coming up later on tonight. The Hornets taking on your men from Saddleback. As we are, because of the heat, we are going to get a stoppage in play so that all the young ladies can get something to drink. Need everybody to hydrate on a warm day out on a field. I know when I pulled up, it was about 85 degrees out here. And, you know, if you're 12, 15, 17, 27, whatever, 105 like me, you know, you need to make sure you stay hydrated at all times. We'll look at some halftime scores. See how everybody's doing in the chase of who is after who. .846. So maybe an extra minute or two will be added to this half for the hydration break. You know, it's interesting. I saw a couple of the young student athletes for your Bobcats show up that are playing in this game today. And they had the marks of cupping on them. And I really wanted to ask them, hey, does that hurt? Because that's what I've been told by people. You know, it makes you feel really great, but it's a painful procedure. And, you know, an old guy like me that wants to feel better, if I got to feel worse first, no thanks. Not for me. Ball goes down on its own all the way in the corner. Fought for there, and we'll see if they're going to give a corner. No, it's going to be a goal kick. Here with 7:39 to go. On SportsNetUSA.net. Albert and the old guy today. Here out for the 2 games tonight. Of course, we've got Matt from Saddleback College standing to my left. Watching a entertaining women's game here on SportsNetUSA.net. Your Bobcats currently up 2-0 over the Hornets of Fullerton College here on SportsNetUSA.net. The men coming up later. And that brings up an interesting scenario when you look at the men playing tonight. Fullerton's in first. Santa Ana is still in second. Cypress is third. Saddleback is fourth. But it's a smidgen of air between second, third, and fourth. If you get a hiccup along the way, if Fullerton were to lose tonight, Saddleback and Santa Ana were to lose tonight, Cypress and Saddleback win, it becomes a very interesting scenario because now when you look at Saddleback, the men, their power ranking is higher than the men from Fullerton College. And I didn't get a chance to say to the coaches, how are they going to seed people? Is it power ranking? Is it where you finish? Is it where your overall ranking is? That's why this game is so important for your women. Once again, trying to get one more goal with 5 minutes basically to go. And the Hornets trying to find maybe that little bit of, hey, we can. And maybe something good can happen as we continue against the Bobcats. Morgan Alvarez, who already has a goal in this game, comes down the right side, goes the outside, tries to get across the box. She does. Nobody there from the Bobcats to help her out. Alvarez was looking, trying to find somebody to help her on that one. There wasn't anybody. Rodriguez, who now is in the game, turns. We get flag up. Clear offsides by your Bobcats as Whitaker was just standing there too far in front of the last defensive people. And so the flag goes up. 4:38 to go. I really don't think, statistically, that Gloria Gomez has any shots on goal against her right now. With 4:15 to go. Pam with a limited team today for your Hornets of Fullerton. And I give them a great deal of credit for how well they're playing here today against a very talented women's team out of Saddleback College. Talented and deep is what this Saddleback team is. We get offsides one more time. 3 minutes to go. 42 have been played. The Bobcats up by 2. It's 2-0 over the Hornets of Fullerton College. Mangini in goal. He's probably seen enough maroon jerseys this day. She probably said, you know, I'd love to see a different color right about now. There's another shot in her direction. And that's another shot on goal. Difficult shot on goal? No, but a shot on goal. Nevertheless, when you look at the attack that BJ's got his team handling right now. And you look at the interaction of this team as Rodriguez fights to keep the ball for your Bobcats. Justine Rodriguez now out there as a midfielder. Ball goes down the line. Being thrown in by Evlo. Lexi gets it back in. Gives Rodriguez. Rodriguez drops it off in the middle of the field to Caitlin Peters. Peters goes to the far side of the field. Couldn't get it to Hannah Allen. So it's going to go to the Hornets. So you've got Evlo playing defense. Katie Benitez is out there on the defensive side. Hannah Allen's on the defensive side for your Bobcats. Drive down the middle of the field, and there's Isabel Whitaker all over that one, trying to catch up with it. Umar, who's played midfielder for the Hornets today, but really hasn't had an opportunity to do much for the Hornets. And Botello can't either. And that is taking us to the end of the first half. As we come to the end of the first half, it's the Bobcats 2, the Hornets 0, here on Sportsnet USA.net. A little surprising, we had a minute left on the clock, and Albert Robles says, yeah, at the end of the half, on your clock was up there, so we run a clock here on ours too. Matt and I sort of looked at each other and went, wait a minute, it says a minute left on the scoreboard, but Albert says no, it was 45 minutes on the clock for sports@usa.net. So that is it. So that brings us to halftime here on sportsnet.usa.net. And we'll see if we can find out what's going on with some of the other scores around the 3C2A. for women's soccer. See if my technology wants to work for me today. It's always a good thing. Doesn't always do it, but hey, you know, I don't give up. I always try. And if it doesn't, well, you know, hey, we'll go to other places. Albert will go to the scoreboard for me, hopefully, for the 3C2A. See if we can see what the women have going on the scoreboard for women's soccer. As we wonder what might be happening there. There we go. So we look around. Redwood taking out Lake Tahoe, nothing there. Feather River against Sacramento, not a thing. San Diego Mesa against San Diego City. At San Diego Mesa's up by 5 already. That's the final on there. Santa Monica beats Antelope Valley 4-0. Mira Costa over Southwestern 3-1. Shasta takes on Sisquis, beats them 1-0. Pasadena, they beat El Camino. So El Camino loses to Pasadena 3-0. Reedley and Taft, no score. San Francisco and Cabrillo, no score. LA Harbor against Long Beach. Long Beach 9. LA Harbor 0. You're on SportsNetUSA.net. Fullerton trailing 2-0. No score yet in the Irvine Valley game. That's at half. Santiago Canyon against Orange Coast. That's at half. No score. Cypress over Santa Ana. 2-0 in the first half. So they stay there on top. Cuyamaca, nothing against Palomar right now. Folsom against Diablo. No score. Cosumnes River, nothing against Sierra. Cerritos and Rio Hondo, no score. Mendocino, no score. And so we're right there. San Bernardino Valley against Norco. That's at half. No score. Santa Barbara getting ready, or that's the half. No score against L.A. Pierce. Canyons, no score in their game against L.A. Valley. Allen Hancock, not yet. Porterville and Clovis, that was canceled today. Merritt against Solano, that's nothing. West Valley, Deonza, and the rest of them, doesn't look like anything's going on. They're all later on today. So those are the scores currently for the women, as Cypress is doing what they need to do. Your Bobcats are doing what they need to do, and they're up on top. You look at that already, it's just sort of amazing what's going on in the conference for the men and the women. Don't forget, later on today, the men are going to take on the men from Saddleback. So that game should be important, because for the simple reason, you've got to look at everything that's going out here right now, and it's the outcome of what's going on against these two teams. If you could get a win, you'd have an opportunity with it here on SportsNetUSA.net. And of course, like Ryan Osborne and Joseph Pavlenko, two of the young gentlemen that are now the voices for the Hornets. We'll let you know. When you look at the men coming up later on today, well, goals right now, it's Powell out of Orange Coast, one of the top ones. Gonzalez out of Santa Ana. Then your gentleman out of Saddleback, who had the big goal in the last game, here on SportsNetUSA.net to pull off the winner. That's it. Troya over at Cypress. And then Newman at Irvine Valley. So we'll see if that plays out the way it did last week here on SportsNetUSA.net, as I think the men's game is going to be extremely exciting today when we look at what's going on there against both of them. Of course, Albert Robles, he is the voice of East LA Volleyball, which is coming up tomorrow night here on SportsNetUSA.net, and that should be at 6 o'clock on SportsNetUSA.net. Corey Nalen, also a volleyball voice here on SportsNetUSA.net tomorrow night. Cyprus against Fullerton here on SportsNetUSA.net. Just saw Saddleback take on Cyprus here on SportsNetUSA.net. Saddleback won that in 3 sets. An exciting match against those two teams because neither team folded in that volleyball match. Everybody hung on to the very end, and yet the outcome was always Saddleback finding that magical way to win those volleyball matches, and that's why they're as good as they are. And once again, they are on a roll from that point of view on the volleyball side here on SportsNetUSA.net. Make sure you stay with all the games we have going on. We'll have more soccer and more volleyball going on here from Saddleback College with basketball not far away. That's something you can always watch also here on SportsNetUSA.net. And we're looking forward to later on in the year and early next year because there's a brand new softball field being built here at Saddleback College, which is state-of-the-art, just like this soccer field. So you look at softball, and we talk about that all the time. We'll see what happens with it when it gets done. It's sort of a field that's sort of like plug and play. And you look at it and you go, ooh, I sort of like that. Come on in, call in some games. We'll have a little Cypress softball on SportsNetUSA.net. And we'll have Saddleback baseball on SportsNetUSA.net and softball on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, we're sitting here at halftime with a 2-0 lead for your Bobcats of Saddleback. And it was one of those things where you get a penalty shot to start things off. Saeed got that one to give her 6th goal of the season. She was taken down in the box, and they rewarded her by saying, go ahead, you handle the kick, which she did. She got it in, and that gave the Bobcats the early lead. Then they followed that up with Morgan Alvarez scoring a goal at the 31-minute mark with an assist by Perez to get them there. So if they can hold on to this, your Bobcats on the women's side will be 5-0-2. Cyprus is winning their game on the women's side. They'll be 5-0-2. If Irvine Valley can win on their side, no, at Santiago Canyon, my mistake. If they can win on their side, they'll be 5-0-2. So those are your 3 top teams in the Orange Empire Conference, especially when you think about Cyprus being number 1 in the nation right now here on SportsNetUSA.net, and also number 1 in California when we think about them playing this season. And it's going to be the big thing on how that matches everybody up when it comes to playing against everybody during the playoffs. And, of course, you look at the Hornets, who have tried to find some comfort in being limited this season. You look at their last 6 games. They lost to Cyprus 3-0. They lost to Orange Coast 2-0. Against Santiago, that was a 5-1 game. They played Irvine Valley. They lost 1-0. Then they found a victory against Santa Ana. That was on the 15th 3-0. They followed up with a loss of 1-0. So when you look at their losses, they were shut out 4 times along the way. And when you have a limited amount of people that can play for you, that is going to happen. When you currently look at what's going on in the 3C2A, well, Cypress is sitting at top of the heap at number 1. Folsom Lake is number 2. Pasadena City College is number 3. San Francisco at number 4. Southwestern at number 5. Lake Tahoe at number 6. Mount Sac at number 7 with a record of 6-4-3. Fresno at number 8. And Modesto at number 9. Like we said, right now, before these games today, Cypress was 4-0-2 in conference, 10-0-3 this season. So they have yet to lose a game. Looks like they're going to win again today. That's going to give them their 11th victory of the season. Saddleback right behind them, 4-0-2. Looks like they will win today. Their overall record is 7-2-3. That'll make it an 8-2-3. That'll be their 3rd win in a row. They'll be 7-1-3 in their last 11. Santiago Canyon, who's tied for first place also, 4-0-2. We'll see how they do today. They're 7-2-3, just like your Bobcats overall. They have been 6-1-3, just like your Bobcats, in their last 10 games. Sitting there in the 4th spot, which means they will probably make the playoffs, are the Pirates of Orange Coast College. They are 4-2 this season, 6-5-2 overall, and they have gone 5-3-2 in their last 10 games. That puts them there. Then all of a sudden, well, the heat drops in the OEC. Irvine Valley's 2-4, but they have an overall winning record of 7-6. But with their 2-4 record in the OEC, I don't think they'll make the playoffs unless their power ranking is incredible. Then you've got Golden West College, who's 2-4, 4-6-1. Fullerton, 1-5 in conference, 1-9-2. And then Santa Ana, 0-6 in conference, 1-8-2. They've lost their last 7 in a row. They're losing again today. That's going to make their 8th in the row. And they will be 1-9-1 overall. That's the standings for the women in the OEC. And you got the standings on what's going on in the state of California. I know I brought it up about BJ and what he did with this women's team. It was fun when we came out here to start the season. We had conversations with him. We talked about last year's team. I talked about people that I'm around here at Saddleback College that watch all the athletic teams out here. And we talked about where the women's team stood. And the consensus at the beginning of the season was, right now, not as talented. It sort of looked that way when things started because it looked like they were going to have problems scoring goals and winning games. BJ and I had a conversation. He's always so nice. Go down there and talk to him. He's very open about the team. He'll tell you what's going on, be it the women's and or the men's team, because he's head coach of both of them, and lets you know what he's doing. And basically just explained it very casually that, hey, you can't coach teams the same way year after year after year because new players come in every year, new skill sets are on the field. Some people can do certain things that other people could do last year. They can't do this year. So I have to change things up and simplify things. And in doing that, the stock rose with your Bobcats. And now they are right in the mix. They are part of the mix. They are at the party. And the way they're playing, and when you look at what's happening at goal, when you look at Gloria Gomez out there and you say, 0.41, which will go down again today after she gets done. I don't know if we have any saves attributed to her today, but if we do, if there's any shots on goals by Fullerton, that means her save percentage will go up, which would make her one of the leaders in the OEC as a goaltender. You go as far as your goalie can take you. And that's the reason on the men's side, Fullerton College is where they're at, because they have two of the best goaltenders in the conference. Not one, but two. And they share the game. One plays one half, one plays the other half, and either one of them could start for any team in the United States and be just as good. But that's what we've got going on here with your Bobcats, as they now are in control of their own destiny when they play here in the OEC. So magically, they have done wonderful things. I didn't know that. Saddleback facts. Matt's got it up on the board here, educating all of us here at Saddleback Stadium. And actually, being a person who worked in the industry, they're talking about one of their alumni who won an Academy Award for the best short documentary in 2019. That was the right year, right, Matt? Okay. So, this is the thing you need to do. You need to come down and find out about these community colleges. You would be so surprised at the talent that have come through all the programs here, not just the athletic department, but the arts. And when we talk about the arts, we talk about TV, we talk about theater, we may talk about radio, we may talk about the physical arts, be it a sculptor, a painter, a writer, which is part of the arts. Those are the things you look at. And then you look at the educators that have come out of here, or the scholastic individuals that have come out of Saddleback College, and you would say, oh my goodness, let's look at what has happened here. I mean, if Matt put who's who of Saddleback College on the board, we'd probably look at about 5.5 days worth of knowledge here as we get ready for the second half of women's soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Fullerton's back on the field. Mangini, Narma, De La Rosa, Botello, Whitney, Vermontes, Rodriguez, Tafoya, Villegas, Umar. They're the same that started the game, because that's who came to play today and that who is playing. Kimmy Sperling, unfortunately, can't be on the field today. She's here with her team, but that's the way it's going to go. Fullerton's going to move from left to right. They're in the all-white. And your Bobcats are moving right to left in the traditional school colors here at Saddleback College, here on Sportsnet, USA.net. 2-0 as we head towards the second half of exciting community college women's soccer here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Albert Robles, the old guy, up here. You're not the old guy. I'm the old guy. I should take a breath there. Albert Robles and the old guy here on Sportsnet, USA.net. Ed Ford lounging today. With his feet up, looking out at the sunset in the high desert, checking out the livestock that he owns, lizards, snakes, horny toads, all the delicacies of the high desert here on sports@usa.net. I know that because I have friends that live up there. Well, they don't admit to it, but they do. The Hornets trying to find something. Play on for a second. Everybody thought it was offside. Breaks on the goal. Goalie comes out, makes the save on it, and give it to the goalie of Fullerton because it was going to be a foot race. Mangini comes out and says, Let me beat you to the ball. And she did. She beat Avery Bolin to the ball. Avery looked like she had a breakaway there for a second. As Bolin is now on the field, Hannah Allen took a shot. So Bolin's on the field. Along with Bolin is Vallis. Aja Vallis is out there. Bolin's out there. Justine Rodriguez. Mary Willard. Everybody's getting an opportunity to play for your Bobcats today. Choli Morales still on the field. So some new names that you may not hear when we broadcast the games. Daniela Jara, another one. So new faces on the field for your Bobcats to start this second half, and that's what you like about BJ. He lets everybody play. Picked up there quickly by Choli Morales. Morales takes it back. Hannah Allen has it come off her foot. Goes out as Hannah tries to save it on a pass there by Caitlin Peters. Caitlin just a little off. The Saddleback will keep it. Narmi had it go off her foot for your Hornets. Justin Rodriguez looking to get the ball. Couldn't handle it. Rhea Burton, another one of the names on the field for your Bobcats. So new faces, new names as BJ extends his bench. Burton across the middle trying to put it there for the Bobcats. Has to go off her foot. She goes back and gets it. Burton turns, puts it across the middle, far, hits the back side of the net as Burton makes a run for your Bobcats. Brea Burton on the break there for the Bobcats on the field. Priscilla Botello looking to get something going. Botello comes down the far side of the field trying to make a run at it. Couldn't catch up to it. So Danielle Narmi and Botello here on the near side of the field for the Hornets. And the Bobcats come away. Give and go. By there you saw Avery Bolin saying, hey, give it out to me in the corner. Didn't quite get up to her. But the Bobcats come back away with it. Hornets back deep again. This is how they started the game defensively. Turn there by Brea Burton. Brea Burton's not a bad little player on the far side of the field. When you watch her play, you like what she does, and she has Aja Vallis over there with her. Of course, you throw in a little Avery Bolin in the middle, and you have another attack along with Justine Rodriguez of your Bobcats. So you look at all of them out there and think, okay, well, you've got another thing. Choli Morales still on the field for the Bobcats. Shot on. Mangini takes that. So it depends when you look at the scorekeeper, they will call anything that's goalie really has to step in front of the save. That will be a shot on goal. And, of course, numerous shots on goal by the Bobcats today. Just rolls down there to Mangini, makes the stop. She's been good today. Realize that the one shot And the one goal that she gave up was on a penalty shot. And usually the hand goes to the offensive player on a penalty shot. Ball stays with your Fullerton College Hornets. Botello throws it in. Kick on the far side. Gomez gets her hand on it, and that is the first opportunity as Umar puts it on goal. And if Gloria stayed in there, or I'm not sure if it's now Cameron Simmons that is in there. And it could be Simmons or Simons. No, I think it's still Gloria. Yeah, it still is. Gloria Gomez still in at goal for your Bobcats. So she makes a remarkable save. Comes out, hooked. Picked up by her. Big leg. We're going to get a foul against the Hornets. A couple hands shoved in the back, so that's what the call are. So just a common foul, free kick for your Bobcats right at midfield. Quickly drop it off to Rodriguez. Rodriguez gets it over to Avery Bolin. Bolin going back and forth, dropping it off in the middle. Hornets back deep. Umar now picks it up midfield, quickly drops it off. There's nobody to pass it to, and this is what happens when Umar drops off the ball. Botello's got nobody to go to. And watching this game, if you're a fan of soccer, which we know you are, anytime you are outnumbered, and when I say outnumbered, I don't mean an outnumbered rush or an outnumbered attack. When you're outnumbered is when there's 30 people on a bench and you are limited to the starters. You're outnumbered when you play against them, because if everybody doesn't play at their top notch of the game as a starter, you're in trouble. If you've got 30 on the bench, I can always go to somebody who may just play a little better that day than you are. And you look at BJ, he's already got 4 more players warming up as Hannah Allen throws it in for your Bobcats. Justine takes it to the far side of the field, gets that to Katie Benitez. Benitez puts it in the middle, trying to get something going, goes over to Mary Willard. Mary Willard drops on the far side to Brea Burton. Brea lost it. Goes back to Umar, who drops it deep. It's a foot brace. Staying onside was Priscilla Botello. Botello wants to go in there, and it's a collision foot on foot, and the ball goes out. The men are showing up for their game after this one today here on SportsNetUSA.net. 11 minutes have gone by the second half. It's the Bobcats 2, the Hornets 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Albert Robles tomorrow night. Little women's soccer at East LA. Make sure you... Oh, volleyball. I'm sorry. Albert looks at me and goes, no, Mark. No. It's where the tall people play. Up over the net. Albert, how good are they? Are they pretty good? They're so-so. Looked over to Albert and asked him how they're doing this season. He said so-so. And then you've got football this weekend too, do you not? No football this week. We'll see if we've got some for Fullerton College. Heading down to Palomar, a noon game. So the referee made a mistake, is what I heard So we're going to re-kick the corner kick. Interesting. Fullerton will get another opportunity. Short of the box. Umar puts a foot on it. It's up. Saddleback trying to get it. Fullerton still has an opportunity. Cleared out. Finally goes out. And it'll be a goal kick for your Bobcats. "13 minutes have gone by here for the second half, as your women from Saddleback are trying to stay even with the women of Cypress College here in the OEC, and Santiago trying to do the same, making it a 3-team race for the title in the OEC. You can hear the bench or the few fans from Fullerton yelling at the players, letting them know what's going on. Umar takes it off, looking to go down deep. Drops that one off to Priscilla. Priscilla was trying to get to it, so Botello trying to catch up with it. You look at Botello this year, she's got 2 goals and 1 assist this season. She went to Anaheim High School. The freshman out of Anaheim High School. Like we said, Kimmy Sperling is not playing. A lot of freshmen on this Hornets team. So there is promise for the future for the women of Fullerton College as they look to get reinforcements, as these young freshmen are getting experience for the Hornets. Collision at midfield. And Avery Bolin is all over the place for your Bobcats, as we've got 5 players stretching to come back on the field for the Bobcats. Umar trying to figure out what she wants to do with it. Umar gave it over to Tafoya. Tafoya has it go off her foot. Umar, Villegas, Tafoya, Rodriguez, Viramontes, Whitney, Botello, De La Rosa, Lira, Narma, Carmichael, as it's a shot on goal. And Mangini. Those are the players for the Hornets. They have played the entire game here against the Bobcats. And they've not given up. They're as ferocious as they were when they started this match, being just as physical. Ball goes out. Be a throw-in, as we're going to get changes on the field. So Nieto comes back in. Sayed comes back in. She's got a goal in this game on a penalty kick. And Allen stays in. Justine Rodriguez. Back in the game is Emery Simas. She comes back in. Ball goes across the middle. Hornets had a chance. You could hear the bench say, "Hannah, be ready when those opportunities happen." The game is Justine Rodriguez. Lexi Eblo on the sidelines for your Bobcats. Taken there by Caitlin Peters. So Caitlin's still out there. And Allen playing a little magic. Touch and go. Cross the middle. Allen handling the ball well. That gets over to Seamus. Seamus, a long drive. Looked like a 2-iron hit off the grass. Low little climber off her foot. Didn't quite get there. Aubrey Perez still on the far side. Take it over the middle. Foot in the back of the net. No. Flag was up, offsides, against the Bobcats. So I thought for a second we had goal number 3 for the women from Saddleback College, but you know what? Just a little misplaced offensively, and we get an offsides called against them. 2-0 as we're about halfway through this second half here on SportsNetUSA.net. The men right after the women, so stick with us. Stick with Albert and the old guy here on SportsNetUSA.net. Volleyball tomorrow night. Corey Nalen call a little Cypress volleyball on SportsNetUSA.net. Albert Robles also with volleyball tomorrow night on SportsNetUSA.net. Seamus. One hopper just wide of the goal. Emery put it on there. It took a hop. The goalie lays out. If she just doesn't get her fingertips on it, it might sneak its way in there. It'll be corner for your Bobcats here on SportsNetUSA.net. Bobcats trying to get number 3 in this game. Seamus goes up. Ball handled onto. Go back in the middle. Shot. That time the goal counts. Nobody offside. And I think that was Caitlin Peters. Oh, so it was Saeed again. I keep getting her. You know, Albert, twice. I thought it was somebody else. That's number 2 for her today. She's got 2 in this game. I do. Albert says, Mark, you need new glasses. Yeah, there we go. Got to bring that. Got to bring those, large binoculars, like in the movies. Stick them up here so I can just stand back here and watch. So Saeed now gets goal number 7 of the season. Goal number 6 was on a penalty kick in the first half. Goal number 7 just came about. And so she gets rewarded by coming to the bench. Hey, at least I'm ahead of the PA announcer, right? That's a good thing. So my math still works. It's just my, here's what they need to do. They need to move the soccer field closer to me. As the Bobcats said, we'll get one more, Mr. Pavlovich. We know you got the first one right. We'll see if we can let you get this one right. Bobcats up 3-0 here on Sports. Nice little heel drag by your Bobcats. Hannah Allen gets it over to Seamus. Big drop off the right, doesn't hook in. 3-0 here in this game Fullerton, who averages giving up just a little over 2 as we get more substitutions on the field. Brianna Jacinto Vasquez comes into the game, along with Lexi Evlo, who was standing on the sideline, ready. So Seamus puts it in the middle, trying to get it to somebody, and Fullerton would like to get at least one goal. They need that positive little thing going. Far shot, and of course you go down and grab it. And I'm going to give it to the goalie. Kyra Mangini has played well for your Hornets in goal. I think she has seen every face of everybody for this team from Saddleback. Whitaker drops it to Seamus. Seamus in the middle, loses it, clears it back out. And they'll start over again. In the middle, taken offsides, and they called offsides right there on Isabel Whitaker, who thought she had an open net and an open shot on goal. 20 minutes to go. So Seamus is coming out. Hannigan is coming in. So Shaughnessy Hannigan will be coming into the game. And we get a hydration break here on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, it's not a hydration break for Albert or I. It's a hydration break for the players on the field here on SportsNetUSA.net. Well, Albert says, you know what? I'm as worn out as the players are, so I'm gonna take a hydration break. So Seamus, who I thought was coming off, is still on the field, along with Mason Morton, Aubrey Perez, Avery Boland is out there. Caitlin Ramirez goes back on the field. Lexi Evlo is going with her, along with Caitlin Peters. And then we throw in, just for fun, oh, I already said Caitlin Ramirez, okay. And Gloria Gomez stays in goal. So Gloria is going to drop. If this keeps going the way it is, Gloria is going to have goals against probably at 0.21 after this game. Alexei Evlo comes down. Seamus is going to follow her up after it comes off her foot. Goes back over to Evlo. Evlo takes it to the far side and gives that to Boland. Boland can't catch up with it. Three to nothing here in the second half. At the end of the day, your women from Saddleback will still be tied for first place here on SportsNetUSA.net. They're growing in productivity. And with that and another victory, conference play becomes something they're much more confident in. So from the positive side, they're ready for the end of the season and the playoffs. And now it's a team you need to talk about. Not only Cypress, not only Santiago Canyon, but your Bobcats from Saddleback are right there and ready for the next step here on SportsNetUSA.net. Substitutions. So Shaughnessy Hannigan comes on the field, along with Mary Willard. Off the field is Isabel Whitaker and Lexi Evlo. And they tell Lexi, no, go back on. We're taking somebody else off. So, thought she was coming off. She's not. So, she stays on. So, Evlo and Peters are two of the backdrop as they're on the defensive side, along with Caitlin Ramirez for your Bobcats. Put Seamus as a midfielder. And basically we'll play with, I'm going to say that BJ is playing with 5 forwards right now on the field. Avery Bolin is one of those forwards, along with Isabel Whitaker. As the shadows start to take off part of the field, Seamus is going to drive up. Drops it. We have offsides on the far side of the field. And that was an obvious offsides here on SportsNetUSA.net. And you look at Saddleback averaging 13.4 shots per game for the season. They've easily done that this day against the Fullerton College Hornets. It's been one of those days where it has been attack, attack, attack. And it's one of those days where, have you played? Have you played? Have you played? Have you played? Did I let you get out there? It's one of those days where when you're on this Bobcat team, you like the fact that you're in first. You also like the fact that you have a lot of talent on this team as we get a foul against your Bobcats. Caitlin Peters puts a little foot into the ankle of a Hornet. So the Hornets have a chance as they're going to get the ball right around the 11-yard line as Danielle Narmi gets kicked in the back of the ankle. This could be Fullerton's best opportunity as Umar is going to put it up from about 11 high, just easy. And she was going to lay one out there, but she didn't lay it up high enough. As now Gomez makes a save. So we're going to give Gomez 16 saves this season. Just off the post on a far shot. Drive it back in the middle. Mangini gets it. And it was one of those things. There's the thing that we talk about. When you have players on the bench you can bring in and you're playing the same players all the time, you can see the wearing of a game on the Fullerton College Hornets. Not that they're not playing hard, because they are. They're playing extremely hard. Umar tries to drop it out there. So Morgan Alvarez on the far side, who just had that one come off the post. And of course, every time she kicks now, she sort of stops and you sort of wonder, did she do something to herself? As BJ's got 3 more people getting ready to come on the field, as we've played 30 minutes in this second half. It's the Bobcats 3, the Hornets nothing, here on SportsNetUSA.net. No foul at midfield, and I actually was waiting for the whistle to be blown. Nothing goes down. As you saw Narmi get knocked down from behind and thought, I should get a call. Doesn't get a call. As Evlo drops it off, trying to get the run going. Mary Willard is looking to put a foot on the ball. Seamus drops it off to Hannigan. Hannigan tries to put it out in the flat, has the ball taken away. Umar going to go deep. Hitter takes it back, and they keep the ball. There's Shaughnessy Hannigan. Handles that. And Ryan Osborne, one of the voices for Fullerton College men's soccer. One thing I need to say to you, Ryan, I know you tell everybody you're Irish, but you're Ryan Osborne. Shaughnessy Hannigan, now that's an Irish name. So, maybe you might want to consider changing your name just so everybody does know you're Irish. Shaughnessy's probably going to look at me and go, well, I'm not really Irish. So, Seamus, again, has had the opportunity more than once as she comes up from a midfield position. And you look at it, get a collision, play on, the referee says, as a counter by the Hornets. Try to make a play. 3-person attack by the Hornets, and you can see on the field the energy meter is down. As we get a stop and play, we're going to get a collision. Let's see if somebody does get a yellow card. It's going to be a talking to. And when we talked about it this year, Saddleback had 10 yellow cards coming into this game, 1 red card. The Hornets have only had 1 yellow card coming into this game and 1 red card. The diversity between the two teams, well, before this game started, Saddleback had 36 corner kicks. The Hornets had 1. Large disparity when it comes to that. Little push with a forearm. Player goes down. Nothing called by the official, who's saying, hey, let's play on at this stage of the game. Big run by Bolin. Flag went up, so Avery just brings the ball back in with 12 minutes to go here on SportsNetUSA.net. The men from Fullerton on the far side of the field, standing at the fence watching this one. They'll be taking on the men from Saddleback. So we'll see if the Hornets can continue their 5-game winning streak and look for victory 101. As they won victory number 100 last week. Here on SportsNetUSA.net, want to salute the entire staff for the Fullerton College Hornets for that victory and the team as we get more substitutions on the field. So Brea Burton comes back in along with Choli Morales. Isla Hernandez comes back on the field. So Hernandez right forward, going after it now. Is out there. Isabel Whitaker along with Avery Bolin, Choli Morales. They're the 3 up front for your Bobcats. Umar flips it over. Look for the attack here. Drop it off. Long run. Made right there. Nice little stop by Alexei Evlo. And of course, Justine Rodriguez, who was out there, defensive person. So AJ Vallis comes on the field. So Vallis on. Jacinto Vasquez comes off. So Brianna playing today for the Bobcats. And again, this experience just takes it to the next level if you're a Bobcat fan. I'm just telling you that these women are learning so much by playing with each other that they will have an opportunity to use those skills and knowing what the other one does on the field. Do I lead them a lot? Do I just drop a little quick pass? Do they like it high? Do they like that little line drive? Do they want that pop fly that they can run underneath? This is just helping as Brea Burton takes it on the far side, that all of them can just pick it up big time when you think about it. And that gives it, for some reason, someone goes down, one of the people that you think you need to count on, and they get injured along the way. You have these young women that are playing today, they will have the opportunity to say, yeah, I know exactly what to do. I know exactly what you want from me. And it's not like you drop a part that doesn't belong there. It fits right in. And this is where you look at the entire coaching staff for this women's team at Saddleback and just say, you know, it's pretty incredible with what you've done. So Cyprus will stay in first place along with your Bobcats here on SportsNetUSA.net. Nice stop taken over, and that'll be a corner for the Bobcats. 7 minutes to go in this second half. It's the Bobcats 3, the Hornets 0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. Albert and the old guy here on SportsNetUSA.net on what's now becoming a more comfortable afternoon here at Saddleback College. They started off warm. Now a little breeze is picking up, making it a little more comfortable for everybody and their family members that are out here watching. Nice turnout when you look at the people who show up to watch soccer. It really is a nice turnout here. It's a huge stadium, so you'd say, as another shot is taken there, and it's going to be 4-0. So, Shaughnessy, who I've been talking about, and Ryan Osborne, I told you about Shaughnessy Hannigan, the midfielder. Well, she puts it in with a header. So, Hannigan, who gets a chance, and that's what I was trying to explain, those opportunities that you get.
Comes in the 83rd minute. That's Shaughnessy Hannigan. That's your first goal of the season off assist on the corner kick from Chloe Morales.
So Chloe Morales gets the assist on that. We just heard that by the PA person. So Shaughnessy Hannigan gets in there, the midfielder. Morales gets a goal. So that's at the 93rd minute of this game. And, of course, you sit there and see Dublin Sanat. I see that she's got a wrap around her left leg. I mean, she's been a goalie here at Saddleback for a couple of years. And I think she's a talented player. As good as what you've got now with Gloria Gomez in the goal. This is an experienced young woman that if push comes to shove and you need somebody who can step up really big for you, she is somebody that can play that goalkeeper position at a high level. Four to nothing for the Bobcats. Well, we wondered what this might be, and all this does is bring back that more confidence to this Bobcat team. And hats off to the Fullerton College Hornets for the effort they've given today. Outnumbered, to say the least. And every one of these girls have run up and down the field. These student athletes from Fullerton College have given Pam everything she'd asked for as a head coach. They haven't given up. They haven't surrendered. They haven't said, hey, you know, we know you're up 3-0. We're going to just give you something. They're trying to get that one thing. They're playing as if this game just started. Just dropped, stopped, kick and turn, blocked again. And that was Hannah Allen trying to get over there on a great corner taken on the far side of the field from Brea Burton. Brea's been there with the leg today when you've watched her with these Bobcats. I mean, the entire staff for this women's team's got to be excited about what the future holds for this Saddleback team. Run by Evlo. Tries to put it in the middle. We get it going the other way. 2 minutes to go. "88 minutes have gone by. And the Bobcats are up 4-0 here on SportsNetUSA.net. They will stay tied for first with Cypress College. Fullerton trying to get one. Little trip and a takedown. Caitlin Peters, too much foot. Trips and takes down Narmi. Narmi's been on the turf a lot today for the Hornets. Umar. Long foot. And Gomez says, I'll just go down and save it. And that's going to bring us to the end of the game. We come to the end of the game. Well, it's the Bobcats who are going to stay in first. It's the Bobcats 4, the Hornets 0, here on SportsNetUSA.net.